All right, you guys, check it out. This is in this episode, it's gonna be my old friend Terry. This is a good friend. He was my squad leader when I was in the military, and when I met him, we found out we lived close to each other and became good friends. Then we had a falling out due to my own personal issues and the way I dealt with things back then. We had a falling out, and due to the significant amount of change that I have been through or went through recently, I reached out and still want to be friends with him. He's a good guy. The way I seen the world previously was a little bit incorrect, and I recognized that. So I called myself out on my bullshit, and and now we're linking up, and he's probably going to be a running visitor on the show. Because I started the podcast when I knew him, and he was a part of it a lot in the beginning of my old show. Great guy. We had very clashing viewpoints. I was at the time very liberal in the way I thought, but maybe it just comes along with growing up a little bit. I think that's all it is. Just we need to grow up a little bit to understand that the world ain't fair, the world ain't nice, and it's nobody's job to make it nice for us. That's what being American is. That's what I realized recently, that being American means this shit's gonna suck, but being American means that you gotta buckle down and do the hard work. That's what I've realized recently. Nothing is in anybody else's hands but my own. That's the problem with liberals. Liberals think that things need to be given to them, and I hate that. And I used to be attached to the idea of liberals. People used to think of me that way, and now I'm just like, nope, not a liberal. We talk a lot about that issue on this show. So if you guys check it out. If you guys enjoy this show, last week's downloads were really good for the first episode, for the very first time, for that being out there. Really good. I really appreciate that shit, and I want you guys to do that again this time. Double it. Share this shit with everyone. If you like it, share it. If you don't like it, let me know what you don't like about it so that I can make it better. Because if this is what I want to do for the rest of my life, okay? I'm trying to follow my American dream. My American dream is doing what I love and being able to live comfortably while doing it. I don't want to work for anybody. I don't want to make money for anybody else. Fuck that. Fuck that shit, man. It's American having a job, but entrepreneurship is America. Like, basically, America was like the entrepreneur of countries, right? We could do it better. Fuck them. They ain't going to tell us what to do. They're not going to take more of my money. Fuck them. And yet, people are losing their minds that Obamacare got defunded. I'm not even upset at that. I haven't been sick all year. All year. 2016. Not one time did I make it a visit to the emergency room, to urgent care, nothing. I didn't need health insurance. I didn't have health insurance because I don't have it. And if those laws are still in effect, now it's tax season, I'm going to get taxed on my taxes because I didn't have fucking health care. That is an American. No taxation without representation, man. They say, everybody can apply. Everybody can apply. Yeah, well, I can't afford $200 a month for something that I don't even fucking use. Yeah, I can understand, you might need it. Yeah, I might need it. But maybe our country should put something in place so that if you're never sick and then all of a sudden something happens, you should be covered. That's a socialist idea. But it's also a conservative idea. It's combining the two ideas. I don't think our nation should be stuck with a one idea system or a two idea system. It should take ideas and combine them if they work with each other. Maybe we should be socialists in the sense where we save people's asses when shit hits the fan, but we don't do it for extended fucking periods of time like their entire life. We don't do it generationally. Like, maybe we should implement a system where the children of welfare recipients receive mentorship, health classes, top-notch education, because that will break the cycle of poor. Granted, it might cost a lot of money short term, long term, the nation will benefit as a whole. The nation will thrive as a whole if we have a system set up that is both conservative and liberal. You got to meet in the middle, yin and yang. You need both. And I'm sorry, I went on a tangent. Anyways, if you enjoyed this episode, subscribe and rate 5 stars. And leave a review. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you didn't like. Follow me on all social media at GSMH Productions. And yeah, I'll be rolling out apps for this show. If anybody, okay, so basically what I'm using now, it's charging me a couple bucks extra to have an app. Okay? A specific app for this show. Super cool. But what I need to know is if anybody wants it. If anybody's going to use it. Because if you're not, I'm not going to pay the extra for it. You know? So send me that feedback. I need that feedback. That's what I need. This show will not do good things until I have feedback. Give me that feedback and I'm going to give you what the fuck you want. Alright? I'm fucking Tony Rager. I'm pumped up right now. You know why? I just finished binge watching Kenny Powers and Eastbound and Down. I'm fucking pumped. Alright? This is my destiny. Alright? In my time of need, I'm going to need you guys to help me out. Okay? This is a big task. I'm asking it of you. It will be my honor to have you help me. You guys need to watch Eastbound and Down. What a great fucking show. Alright, you guys. Enjoy the episode. And stay tuned for the next one. It's gonna be good. Peace.
Fuck you, Tony. Got a group of failures and they're all my friends. Got a group of drinks and the bottles never end. And the night's gotta rock, gotta roll, and I gotta do fun. In the heart of no mortals, babe, well, you're gonna get stuck.
Yes. Which is conservative in the middle.
It's
you're
middle.
You're not full right,
I just grab what I like.
but you like weed. Yeah, that's
I grab what I
that's
like.
libertarian. Man.
Exactly, because America's
But
founded
you're
on
a
what we like.
patriot. Is
I
what
am.
the difference is. Let's
Definitely,
talk about it.
Definitely. And thank you guys again for tuning into the podcast. This is Tony Rager. And with me today on Joy Narcissism, I got my boy Terry. I used to call him Terry. It's Terry.
It's Terry,
Yeah. We were talking about
the white man.
yeah. Okay, so we're talking about this liberalism bullshit. And you led with the Meryl Streep.
Yeah.
There's a recent event today. UC Davis shut down this dude Mario Yiannopoulos. You know about him?
Is that how
he's
you
the
say
gay
his name?
Republican?
Yeah, I know.
Yiannopoulos.
I don't know how to say his last name, but I follow him.
Yeah.
I know what he's
Yeah.
about. He's a very interesting guy.
Like what he says. Let me
Yeah.
take these off. It always fucks me up when I hear myself talk.
Yeah.
But what he says is super radical immediately. But if you take time to process what he says, it's like, okay, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Aside from the born, he doesn't go along with that born gay shit.
Yeah.
He says everyone chooses it, even though he's gay.
He's very gay.
Yeah.
He's like for anybody that doesn't
He's
know,
like Michael Jackson.
He's not. Well, you can't. He's
The
not
way he
Michael
dresses.
Jackson.
The way he dresses.
Yes, he does.
Yes.
Just he's very flamboyant.
Yeah.
He is gay, and it's okay. And the funny thing is, we are in a different day and age where Republicans are backing him, man.
Yeah.
That used to
because
be a thing that wasn't really that popular.
I like. He's so radical in what he says. He's actually more liberal than the libertarians because the libertarians are freaking Marxist cunts.
Not the libertarians. You mean this? You mean
liberals?
liberals? Yes,
Completely
Very big,
different.
Big difference.
Completely
Complete
different.
difference. I had to correct him on that.
Yeah,
one.
yeah,
It's all
yeah.
good. It's all good.
But you get what I'm saying though.
I do.
Like, what is this demanding shit? Telling people what they can and can't say, what they have to say, or else. That's nonsense. That's why we fucking came here in the first place. It's because somebody was telling us we got to do something. We're like, no, we don't. No, we don't. We don't gotta. All of this
We
shit is
don't gotta.
we don't gotta. All of this shit is fictitious. Everything that our lives, government, capitalism, everything is fictitious. It's made up by us, humans. We created our world. Nothing is set in stone. It's fictitious. The only way that we should live our lives is fair. What was it I said? I tweeted something. Equality and fairness. Equality and fairness. That's all America should stand for. Equality and fairness. The color of your skin should not dictate your chances, right? The orientation of your sex should not dictate your chances, but your actions will fucking ruin your life. And people need to know that.
Yeah.
Because I think that that's our problem is people, I blame it on the single mom system the last 2 generations, the single mom system. Moms tend to be more pleasing to their children. Dads, on the other hand, are educational to their children. Very educational. Like the way my daughter talks to me when she's just with me and only me, she is a little mini me. She takes every word I say and she absorbs it and she just uses it. With her
That's
mom,
what they do, man. It's kids.
yeah, but the mom, it's more of just listen and follow and don't get in trouble. With me, it's education. Like, I went on a tangent. I forgot where I was going. I'm not even high.
Social
Social justice warriors,
yeah.
you cunts.
Again, yeah.
Made me lose my train
But
of thought.
it started with Meryl Streep.
There it is. All right, let's wrap. Let's bring it back to that.
She's was saying how, and Joe Rogan said it really good. It was because he took it as a slight to MMA because she ended up saying her punchline was, if you get rid of us and all the foreigners because Hollywood is filled with foreigners and you're gonna just end up with watching football and MMA. Initially, I was like, that sounds
MMA
fucking
is packed with Russians and Brazilians and
But
Koreans?
initially, I was like, that sounds like a plan. When's the last time you saw a Meryl Streep movie? Honestly, like I don't fucking
that
watch
the cooking one wasn't she
Julia
in it?
Childs.
Yeah,
one?
well, she was in that, right?
Yeah,
I think
I
that's the
didn't.
last thing I've
I
ever
can't
seen.
remember. But my point is, I think mine was the one where she dies with Goldie Hawn and they drink a potion and they can just never die and they stay young forever. I
Yeah, I
can't
don't
even
know.
remember what it's called. But
I don't know. It sounds terrible.
It's in the 80s. It was a great movie, but fuck it, that was forever. Anyway.
Yeah,
I was thinking to myself, and then initially that she started like on her speech, she was like, "I'm from Jersey, and Viola behind me was born in a sharecropper's
started
house." And
naming everyone in the crowd.
naming everyone in the crowd, but they were all from fucking United States.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not foreigner if you're from
Yeah.
fucking South Carolina,
Well, there was one Canadian,
a Canadian, and
and then the black chick from
yeah.
Westworld.
But I mean, you
What a
can't
great
just
actor.
name a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
A
yeah.
bunch of people and then say that she just hates Trump, and that's okay. It's okay.
I feel like
But
the liberal view
You
of
can
Trump
just
is irrational.
shut up about your fucking like you're at the Academy Awards to win an award for acting, not for your fucking
Social
political
justice.
stance. Nobody
Yeah.
cares. Like, and it was a left, super left liberal talking to a room full of other super left liberals, praising each other
Yes.
about their and about their fucking accomplishments. All the while driving in fucking Rolls Royces and $12,000 gowns and
Yeah.
and saying, "Oh, I'm one of those fucking I believe in
social justice and
social
for-
justice
yeah,
and
equality.
and equality for everyone, but just not
Completely
just
irrelevant. The whole social justice thing is absurd, man, because it's the
initially
idea that
it's-
it's the government's role to govern social justice. It's not the government's role. It's
Socialism
soci-
is the government inside of your life, and that doesn't
Ours.
work, right?
It's our job. It's our job to do everything.
Yeah, that's
I think people forgot that. What, middle of the 80s?
that's what Dr. Jordan Peterson's number one point is about all of this.
It's
He, she, them.
our fault.
He says, check this out. If I take care of myself and you take care of yourself and you take care of yourself, our community's going to be fine because we're all taking care of ourselves. And then as a whole, it'll look good.
Yeah. And
I completely agree with that.
that's where we here in California have lost that touch. And it's been a
Well,
big thorn in my side for a while.
Right, but a third of the state voted red this year.
Exactly, because I mean,
or last year. November.
regardless of your political affiliation, like me personally, I don't feel like I should ever be affiliated with a group in order to vote on what I believe in. And I think that that's a bullshit thing that we have to do in our society.
That's something that
Because I have to keep switching my fucking
That's
thing
something that the rich
from
have set
Democrat
up.
to Republican just to vote so that I know that my vote counts. You know what I mean? That's shitty. It should be
there wasn't even a Republican senator running in California because
No.
they knew they're not
Yeah.
going to win. Not even close, and that's a shame.
yeah, and there was talk of California becoming
It's like I want to teach
its own
history
state.
to coach football. You know, that's the goal. But I enjoy history. I thoroughly enjoy it. But I sit back and I think, dude, I'm going to be up against a wall. I'm going to be a more conservative, just like most of the history teachers were vets. And but some of the best teachers I ever had were my veteran,
It's because
conservative history teachers.
Yeah, the life experience of going to war or being in the military is something that the average teacher just doesn't have. So it gives you a different point of view, a different perspective. And that's like a running theme with me is noticing the different perspectives and trying to pull away the thought pattern from it so that I can understand. Because there's been so many fucking times where I'm just like, I don't fucking get it.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So that's gonna be the running thing, the thing for this show, is me trying to understand. That's what I want to do. I want to understand. Like I plan on having a tranny on. I had a homeless guy on the other day. I want to understand. Like the homeless guy, his story, he didn't even do anything. He just was in a fucked up situation that landed him in the streets. He was helping take care of his grandma, and then something happened where they lost their house, and then he ended up on the streets.
In my position, you know what it was. I don't need to say
Yeah,
what
we
it
all
was,
have.
but
Yeah.
I have an experience with a lot of homeless folks.
And-
And in Southern California, I used to have compassion, but I really lost a lot of it because
'Cause you had to
in
deal with
Southern
the shit.
California, if you cannot get help, it's usually because you're a felon, you're a drug abuser, or you're an illegal. Those three things.
Well,
Even
I
if
don't
a
even think
religion,
it's illegal.
even if a religious
I never-
place
I
like
never-
churches will take you in, and if you just
Yeah.
choose to not do drugs, they
Well,
will
that's not
keep
true in
you
San Bernardino. It's not
keep
true in
you.
San Bernardino, man. Churches
I-
don't have open doors like they're supposed to. They actually lock their fucking doors
Well,
at
it's
night.
dangerous out here, man.
Yeah.
These streets are crazy. But as an example, I felt sorry at the beginning of my occupation. The liquor's probably going to sit on the bottom. So you got to be careful.
Oh, I'm
about
getting
that
it,
shot.
man.
Yeah. I'll drink some. I'll take a shot. No, I don't want beer. Some of that coffee and scotch is where I'm
Yeah, that's what I'm drinking right now. That's my my drug of choice in the moment. Is
Oh, that's way better.
it's Scotch whiskey
Sorry,
and
where was I at?
and coffee.
Okay,
For
I felt sorry for this old lady. It was an old lady pushing like 3 carts around, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try and help her.
What
We're gonna
store?
help her out at 2.
Yeah, I think I know.
You probably know.
I think I know her. I think I met her.
And I'm like, and it's just old Mexican lady, and I'm like, I want to help her, see if we can help her. So we go get her Social Security and put her in a home.
Oh no shit! You really did that.
We ended up getting her Social Security because she rated it. She was 65 plus.
Uh-huh.
We pay into it. That's what it's for. Back in her life, she had a job and things. And come to find out, she left the home to stay on the streets because she loved to slam dope. She would take that Social Security, go straight over to a certain donut shop.
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
need to name names.
Yeah.
And
Baseline and Waterman.
ba-
Baseline and Waterman.
and buy any denomination of that black tar heron that you need.
I would never
And,
touch that, man.
And she would shoot
I'd
up.
just kill myself.
And and she was like, I'm not like one of those. And I was like, oh, I believe you. I know people have tough times. Until the
Yeah.
day I caught her, she barricaded herself behind her 7 carts full of junk, and she was shooting up right in her hand.
In the morning.
Yeah.
That's how my
At that baseline in Waterman, for anybody that doesn't know, and I'm sure some of you do because probably our friends are listening
No.
right now. No?
No.
But baseline in Waterman is in San Bernardino. I'm sure you know San Bernardino now, but in San Bernardino, it's probably one of the worst intersections you could be at.
It's the ghetto. It's
It's-
the hood.
it's hood as hood.
Hookers, drug dealers, bums,
Low income.
all of it. Right there. Right that corner.
That
The
corner.
Waterman Gardens. Can you believe they spent $5 million just to make the place look nice, but they
Yeah.
didn't raise the rent? They didn't raise
Well,
the
that's,
rent.
they want that Section 8 because that's state mandated. That's
It's just gonna
mandatory.
go to shit. It's just the.
They just
it's
keep
so.
getting money.
That's the conservative
Anyway,
part of me.
the story-
losing my mind.
The majority of that beat, I always thought it was like a nighttime thing, but the majority of the bad stuff that happened, the hookers, picking up hookers and
morning.
drugs, like 5 a.m.
Yep, because
5 a.m.
when I was working at the
Right before
railroad,
work, I'm gonna go get a quick $3 BJ.
when I was working at the railroad, we would get off on like 5th. We'd get off on 5th because we would carpool to the railroad tracks to unload cars. Every morning, we played a game, Spot the Hooker.
Spot the hooker.
And
Well, I know him
we
now,
see
man.
it. We see it all the time, dude. I saw this Mexican dude pick up this decent looking black girl. Not terrible. For the most part, we see terrible, right? This time, I was like, whoa.
There
Somebody,
was always a lot of old Mexican dudes too.
always
for some
Mexican
reason.
dudes. Horny
No, old white
motherfuckers.
dudes too. Old white dudes, old black dudes, old Mexican dudes. All of them did it. It was always.
I
old
always
dudes.
seen Mexican.
Yeah.
Well, that's just because of
Nice
where we live.
rides too.
Yeah, not
They're
terrible.
Like Ford 350s.
They would have to in order to pay for a hooker. I'm not going to pay for
it's
sex.
not expensive.
I would imagine, but I would not. I still wouldn't pay for sex off
You don't have to.
baseline.
Just go to the Frog or dropping names. Any bar you want. You can find.
I
some
wouldn't. I
action.
wouldn't want to do that. Just stick to Craigslist.
Anyways,
No,
I want to get back to another tangent. We're good at that. Meryl Streep, when she said all you're gonna have is football and MMA, and then she said those aren't the arts. But
That is an art,
like Joe
man.
Rogan said, fuck you, man.
Yeah, that's an art.
Like, I've seen your performance in shitty films, and I don't think that's art. And then I've seen, and he said, and I'm going to use his quote, I've seen Anderson Silva kick someone in the face, and that's fucking beautiful.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I've also seen fucking what the precision where Aaron Rodgers can put a fucking ball
Yeah.
at 50 yards on a line. That's art. So they're athletes, and they think there's no art in athleticism, but that's bullshit. Some of the best athletes, ballet, like linebackers, running backs, basketball players. LeBron James is fucking conducting an orchestra when he's schooling these kids on the court.
Modern day
know.
Jordan. Yeah,
I don't
it is artistic,
man.
but you gotta
She
if
said,
you
and
want
those are not the
that's
arts.
for the guest. In case you want to put down a point that for
okay.
professional.
Makes sense.
Trying to be professional.
We need to clean this bitch up.
Nah. This is the
This is the way it goes.
yes
Chaos.
naturalism.
Natural chaos.
That's a new word I just made up.
Thriving in chaos. Naturalism isn't a word. You didn't make that.
Is that a word?
You didn't make
Is that
that
a,
word
I've
up.
never heard one person use the word naturalism.
Here, I'll Google it for you.
Yeah.
Read it.
Uh,
Naturalism. I just made that word up, by the way.
I've never used that word in my life.
I'm just gonna.
Yeah, let's see what the naturalism is. No, but my thing
In
is,
art
my
and
thing
literature, a style and theory of representation based on the accurate depiction of a detail.
I used it correctly.
Invent it. You did
I did
use
not invent
correctly.
it, but I did use
A
it correctly.
philosophical viewpoint according to which everything arises in natural properties and causes, and supernatural spiritual explanations are excluded or discounted. Naturalism is actually probably what Nietzsche was into a great deal.
Really?
Nietzsche and because
Just
the whole God is dead thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Exclusion of
dude,
deities or anything
I
like that.
believe that.
Start
Okay, so if man, you just brought me to a great topic I've been wanting to talk about. So after watching Westworld, okay, that backed one of my theories.
Help me out here. What's Westworld?
Oh my god, dude, I'm not even gonna fucking tell you. I'm gonna give you. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna give you the password and shit for my HBO now.
Okay.
Okay, super cheap. It's like $14 a month. Okay, Westworld, watch it. There's like 10 episodes.
I've heard about it.
It's amazing.
Okay.
Okay, so my original theory before I ever found out about Westworld. Okay, because I guess Westworld
That's
came
not
out.
bad.
It's pretty good, huh? It
Sorry.
lights
Talking
this
about
part
scotch.
up. Lights this part up with the coffee.
Yeah.
Actually, I agree with you. I like it. I like the way I feel right now.
Eventually, Scotch, you'll get into because that's no
That's Scotch
disrespect,
whiskey.
That's
It's
bullshit.
garbage.
No,
It's a plastic
whiskey-
bottle.
Yeah,
You know
whiskey,
what I mean?
Whiskey, Scotch is all whiskey. To
Pretty
you
much,
understand. It is.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just a single malt. It's
Oh,
a
okay.
malt whiskey.
Okay.
And it's usually made in the UK, Scotland. So that's what it's called, Scotch.
It's not terrible.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, I'm
When
not.
you
I'm
get
not
into
mad. Johnny Walker?
So Shelby's like air quote dad.
Uh-huh.
He's a self-made millionaire, and him and his wife. And I met him the other day, first time. It's not her dad, but it's someone that was a father figure to her.
Yeah, yeah.
And
Sort of like how
he said
Tom-
he has like $300 bottles of scotch. Because I
Yeah,
told
yeah.
him I was scotch, and he's like, "Oh, we're gonna drink some scotch and do some stokes." And I was like, "All right, that's what's
You
up."
think
And he's
he'd-
into long range shooting and everything. I was like, "Holy crap!"
You
man.
think he'd be down to come in here and just have a conversation? Because I want to
He's a
go.
busy man? I mean,
I want to go and do. I'm gonna do like I. Anyways,
We
what
can
was I-
ask 'em.
okay, let's get back to the point before we get off topic. What was we talking about
You're talking about naturalism.
before
Westworld.
Westworld. Okay, so one of my theories was I talked about my theories all the time, even right up until we stopped talking at that one point, you know. But leading up, some of my best episodes, like I don't know if you ever listened to them, but Battlestar Ex Machina. I literally think that's where we're going.
Ex Machina. I saw that movie.
Yeah, Ex Machina is leading into Westworld. Westworld is basically Ex Machina, but controlled, but then uncontrolled.
Right.
My idea is because okay, so we're creating intelligence. We're creating sentient life
yeah,
with
we're headed there.
artificial intelligence
about
and
a soul, though, I don't know.
hold on. That's what Westworld explains.
Okay.
That's where Westworld goes deep. Is what is life? What is a sentient being? And basically, the spoiler alert, the basic premise of Westworld is creating sentient life to the point where
We don't need to be.
you just gotta watch it.
Okay, I'll take a look.
You'll love it.
After this. You give it to me, and I'll go tell
Yeah, yeah,
Shelby.
yeah.
She'll be down. Me and
She'll
her
love
have
it.
talked
You guys will
about
love it.
wanting to.
I just
want
watched
to
it
do
like
Shelby's
last
my wife,
week.
by the way.
Yeah, Shelby's his wife.
Um,
Yeah. I was at his wedding. It made me sad, so I had to leave. That's why I left. I got emotional, so I had to go.
3 years later, you tell me.
Yeah. You didn't know why I had to leave?
No, you always told me. I just had things to do.
Oh no, I just got emotional, man. I don't like. At that point in my life, I learned how to just walk away from a situation that would be unbecoming, and now I'm at a point where I don't have those situations.
Yeah, good man.
Yeah, I grew a lot. But what I was saying is that
You were still really
I
young,
think.
you know?
Yeah, it was. I
People
was
grow a lot
23.
from
I was
23 to
23.
26 is a big fucking
28.
jump. Well, from 23 to 28 is a big jump.
We've known each other for 2 years. No, I'm just kidding. We've known each other longer than that.
Yeah.
But what I was saying is I like when it comes to God and the idea of God, I would say, based on the information that I have been given through podcasting, TED Talks, Radio Labs, Joe Rogan, I think we've been here before. I think we've done this already. I think we've
Can
been
agree with
here.
that. I like that theory.
I think what happens is we get
We're
wiped
in
out.
Mars or somewhere else, and we just blow it.
The Mars theory was a big one of mine, and still to this day it's being solidified by NASA. Like I just gave my theory, and they're just coming out with information, just making it more solid, and that shit gets me excited. Every time I see a
I'm
NASA
sorry.
release of something that makes my theory solid, like I get excited. I have no
I got
one to brag
excited
to.
the other day. This is completely different. I know we're going to be going.
No, go ahead,
and
go
stuff. But in 2005, we sent a probe out to our outer rings, and it dropped off another probe. Sent a satellite past Saturn, and it shot a probe to Titan. In
Okay.
2005, and
That's
just
Saturn,
recently-
right?
Yes,
Saturn's
Saturn.
a moon of Saturn. Yeah,
We just recently got the video back, and it was actually very awesome. Looking.
crazy, right?
We
don't know shit.
It's in HD.
We don't know shit.
It's in HD. And I'm just thinking, like 6 years ago, we couldn't have seen a HD video.
Nobody knew what the
from
fuck
Saturn.
Pluto looked like. Pluto, for one.
Had a big heart on its side.
Right?
A big heart on
Right?
its chest.
Tell me that wasn't what was that movie with Will Smith where he was a superhero? And he put the
Hancock?
heart on the moon. Hancock. He
Yeah.
put the fucking heart on the moon, and all of a sudden Pluto got a heart on the moon. It's crazy. It's crazy because I think we already know. I think there's information locked away. And that every
Vatican.
time
The
society
Vatican.
I think every time society exactly all the truth is stored at the Vatican. But
Power. They have power.
I think society resets itself every 10,000, 12,000 years because they found proof that there was advanced civilization.
oh, my fucking knee.
See, that's why I don't like drinking beer on the podcast. I get the burps.
Well, this is why I wish I could partake. My joints kill me, dude. I could, legally, you can go and
You
spend
can-
$75 on some joint medicine. Or you
No,
can
not
smoke a
even
bowl and you'd be
75.
super happy, but
Dude,
Can't do that?
the dispensary I go to, they have rubs.
Yeah.
They sell rubs like 10, 15, 20, 25.
Really?
Yeah, different kinds of rubs.
I've
You can
never
just-
experimented with rubs.
It wouldn't come up on a drug test because they're looking for metabolites and you have to ingest it for it to be a metabolite. So if you just rub it on you,
Yeah.
it's just going to go straight
But
to
I
the
mean, as
CBD
far as I
receptors.
don't care about that. I'm talking about as far as, it working. I've never experimented with rubs.
No, me neither. And
I do
I'm gonna
know
be real with
Shelby's
you.
grandmother
My knees
was
have been
given.
hurting.
Shelby's grandmother was given like 3 months to live. She had stage 4.
She jumped up on that
cancer.
CBD and
She
that
got on that
THC.
CBD and she lasted 3 years.
You know,
I'm not saying that's
I have
the
I
cause,
have an
but
uncle. Okay,
it's
I have an
definitely-
uncle that
it's
lives up in
definitely-
Victorville or Hesperia. Not
Interesting.
not a blood, not blood, but the uncle of the guy that gave me his last name. Right? I have family lives in fucking Rialto apparently. I didn't know. That's besides the point. He just came out on Facebook and told everyone he has cancer in his like kidneys or liver or something. Offered him, I will get you all the CBD oils, THC oils, flowers, whatever you want. It's the best known killer of cannabis. He hasn't messaged me.
Cancer, yeah.
He don't care. He don't care about living. That shit fucking pisses me off. Like my brother, my niece has seizures. She was born fucked up, right? She didn't have a fucking chance. She still doesn't have a chance in hell of being whatsoever normal. But what pisses me off is my brother won't give his daughter the oils to prevent the seizures because his doctor said no.
Yeah.
If that was my goddamn
I'd try
kid,
everything.
dude,
I try everything.
it would be the go-to. Fuck chemo. I wouldn't even no. I wouldn't be like, oh, because the doctor said so.
Chemo
No,
kills
fuck you.
everything and it makes them money.
Yes, it's all about fucking money. Fuck that. That's why I got 4 chickens. I got a pig if shit hits the fan. Right? I love the pig.
You got a nice long-range rifle.
I got a
saw.
long-range shotgun. I could put
There's
some
no,
buckshot.
there's no such thing as
Buckshot,
a
man.
long-range
Not
shotgun.
not the BBs, but the hard ones.
It's not going that far.
It'll go
brother.
about 100 feet.
That's not
That's long range for a shotgun. Come on.
I'm talking
Come on.
about 1,000 yards.
I could saw that bitch off and blast somebody's face off. But that's besides the point. The thing that
At
I'm
that point,
saying,
you could just use a machete.
start chopping people up.
It's only going to go that far.
But that's the thing that pisses me off is people that are unintelligent, unwilling to do the work, to gain the knowledge, to understand that cannabis, yeah, it could be a recreational drug that'll fuck you up, but it is one of the most amazing medicines that there is on this planet, and it was put here not by us.
And there's
We
a
didn't
lot-
create it.
No, there's a lot of
It's
it.
been here. Like all you gotta do is pick the flower, dry it, smoke it, or fucking pick the flower, put it in a tea bag,
Eat it. Drink it.
seep it in a fucking hot cup of water with some butter. You gotta have butter. Everyone listening, you gotta have fats. THC only combines with fat, so you gotta have butter or some type of oil in your drink if
Honey?
you're gonna drink it.
Maybe honey. Will it stick to sugar or not?
No, it has
No.
to be fat. So you're looking at coconut oil, avocado oil, fucking butter. Butters are always really good because
tastes
it's
good.
Yeah,
Cream.
that shit like. Dude, I'm super fucking healthy, and I live a extremely ridiculous unhealthy lifestyle. Like, I remember all summer, I stayed drunk. I was drinking and driving.
I'm super
Oh,
fucking healthy.
dang.
I stay drunk.
But okay, so here's the thing.
Quote of the year.
All right, so those 4
Hey,
months.
listen
to
I'm
this.
fucking super healthy. All
right.
I stay fucking drunk.
It sounds crazy, but here it is, man. I went for a checkup. Blood, because I was getting testosterone replacement therapy. Now, like I was on this program, but I can't. I'm not on anymore. I make too much money now, right? So I don't get any kind of health care. But I was on TRT, like, and I was smoking weed, and I take supplements every fucking day. Vitamin D, cod liver oil, not fish oil, cod liver oil. I take vitamin E, and I take zinc, and occasionally melatonin, and occasionally when I have the money, I buy with magnesium.
You ever thought about test boosters?
I used to do the test boosters, the Animal Stack.
Yeah.
It
I've
worked
had
incredibly.
some that I've liked and some
Animal
that I
Stack
haven't.
was my favorite.
The last one I tried, it just made me angry. And
Well-
my gains weren't like significant. They were there, but they weren't like
you
what you would
gotta.
expect. And I was just mad.
Here's the thing about fucking with
And
your.
it didn't help my libido. It didn't help nothing.
No,
Or my
TRT.
energy.
Let me tell you, TRT will help your libido like
Yeah.
a motherfucker. Because when Ruby came back, I was on TRT every day, every morning. It was like ritual, like drone ritual for me. I got up like I don't like to sleep in the bed with her and Jude because she still sleeps in the same bed with Jude. I bought him a bed. You know how it goes.
Yeah.
I'm like all over the place. I'll go to sleep on the chair, then I'll move to the couch, and I'll move to the floor, and then I'll wake up in the bed. And every morning, before the sun comes up, I'm trying to slip that dick in, dog. Every fucking morning, I wake up with a stiffy, and she's asleep. I'm like, better wake the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to lay some pipe. I'm the foreman. I gotta get this job done. You know what I mean? Wake up. And now I'm like, I don't give a fuck. Now that I'm not on TRT, like I can have sex. But the moment if I'm doing all the work, because I haven't been working out as much.
This next booster I'm gonna try is 100% just herbs.
Uh-huh.
And that's what a lot of them are.
Where are you getting
It's
it
just
from?
Like vinegar. I just ordered it from Amazon.
You should try because I tried Onnit's Alpha Brain, legit stuff.
Onyx?
On it. Joe Rogan's company.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
The Alpha Brain, it's legit stuff. It worked. I took it for 1
I didn't know
month.
Joe made supplements.
You didn't
Fuck,
know?
no, I
How
would've-
often do you listen to his podcast?
All the time.
You know, in the beginning,
I've seen him wear
you
Onyx shirts
skip
all the
it?
time. I get no.
Well,
Maybe I skip it.
He says He says it all the time. It's my company. He's one of the co-founders.
Jesus.
Him and Aubrey Marcus.
Sorry, Joe.
I think it's Aubrey Marcus, the guy that
Having
runs
my
that
money.
shit. Yeah, and it was
He's
really
a great
cool.
businessman.
The COO
Smart
of
business guy.
COO of his company was following me for a while.
COO.
They were following my Instagram for a while, but he stopped following. But that was when Gache Mamio was at his peak. When it was doing really good. Like, it was going fucking great, dude. I was excited.
During
Like,
our
Fredo and
break?
Clicks?
Yeah.
During our break, like when Fredo and Clicks, and I had like a legit talk with them, you know, you guys join me on this and blah blah blah, and everyone was like, yeah, but it lasted 3 months. It like the 3 month span of us kicking ass and legit trying to move the show was fucking amazing. We were doing like 500 downloads an episode, easy, like the first 2 days.
That's good, man.
It's real good. Now we got off track.
But how does that make people? How do people know they want to download it? Like
They don't, but that's where we killed it. Marketing, demographics. Like, I've done an insane amount of research. My brain, like, I deserve, like, if I were to go get a job marketing, I deserve 60 grand easy a year. Hands down. No paperwork, no nothing, no college degree. But what I know, like, I if a business was to hire me, 60 would be my minimum. Because it's mostly
pretty low.
brain shit. It's mostly brain. Yeah, but last year was my biggest year ever as an adult.
Yeah.
24 grand is what I made.
Well, it's
It's the biggest year of my
a
life.
start, man. Start
But it's a start. It's went up. It went from,
I know.
whatever.
From lower.
Yeah.
It went up from lower, and now it's better.
But I know, like, my whole thing now is I know my value and I won't accept less. There's no fucking way I'm accepting less because I know the work and I know the grind. Like, I put so many hours into this, and I know my worth and I won't accept less. It's the same thing I told Ruby. I told Ruby, like, when shit started getting weird recently, I told her, I was like, you can, like, I deserve to be treated better. I told her I'm amazing right now. Like, I fucking make sure you're happy. I buy you stuff all the time. I don't argue. When I'm angry, I walk away and I come up into my man cave. There's food. There's a house. There's clothes. There's, you got my son, he's 2. He has a fucking tablet.
yeah, he doesn't need one of those.
Well, he does. Think about it.
If we're talking about
When he's
like,
our
learning
age,
stuff, yeah.
when he's our age, it's all it's going to be. So it'd be an unfair advantage to not give them the technology.
Yeah.
It took me time to think about that because I've always been against having my kid have a phone or a tablet. But
that's where we're headed.
we're headed that way, so we need to cater to
Yeah.
that. That was my thought on that.
I guess you can always set up what can go on there and what can't.
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, you have control. You just have to control and look for the apps and shit. Anyways, fuck. I forgot what I was talking about before we went on that tangent.
I don't even know. We go on.
Oh,
You go on tangents like crazy.
my view on America and why it is the way it is now. And it's because no one was taught life sucks to just buckle down and deal with it. And you know me, when you met me,
Well,
was I able to do that?
no.
I was always woe is me.
Yes.
I was always the world is against me. It's unfair. And
I tried to slowly teach you things because I am older, and
Yeah.
and I've been through that route already. And I would just tell you the same thing: is hey, man, that's not the way it's going to be forever.
yeah, and see now
Grow up.
the problem with people like us is we're narcissists. All right, that's the whole point of this show is just coming out with it. Just be honest. We're narcissistic always, even if our deeds are in good nature and it's selfless, still narcissistic. We're still doing it to feel good about ourselves. At the end of the day,
That's why we do what we do. We do it to feel good about ourselves. If you weren't working and you weren't providing for your family and your wife was the only one making money, would you feel good about yourself?
Probably not.
No.
Yeah, that's just the way
You know,
men are
we
in society. has
even
raised
women
us.
nowadays, even women like Ruby has to work. I told her if I became rich as shit, if I'm making 50 grand a month, you gonna quit your job? She's like, I'm not quitting my job. And it's because she wants to make her own money. She's narcissistic in her own sense. You know, like there's that pride. I guess pride can be narcissistic in a way.
Well, it's all
Depends on how you use it.
separate. You know,
You think
it's not
so?
all the same.
What do you mean? Elaborate so I can better
Well,
understand.
Pride is doing something that you can be proud of. I mean, that obviously, but I mean, we don't. In pride, you don't necessarily have to do it for yourself.
Pride in knowing you did the right
I can
thing.
be proud that I've seen you become a good man if I've ever given you any leadership, and that doesn't do
Yeah.
anything for me.
True.
You know, so,
Except for ego.
yeah, but I
Yeah.
think at that point, if you're feeling good about that, your ego's pushed to the side.
Yeah, it's
because
better.
I'm feeling better about you than myself. And I've done that a lot. And it's like, as I've coached kids and they've gone to college or the NFL, as I've trained Marines and they've gone to become fucking
Savages.
badass
Yeah.
monsters.
Yeah.
And it makes me feel great. The same way as when some of my younger ones pass away, it just kills me. But
Yeah.
that's
It's
a
terrible.
different story. But I think there's separations that are definitely there. Everything isn't just narcissistic because if that was the case,
Narcissistic
we would
and a
never do
selfish-
good things.
See, that's like
Because you can be
What you're
you can
saying-
be evil to get ahead is
Yeah.
narcissistic, and it's just it's a more negative word in our
Yeah, yeah.
society.
But that's
but I
what
don't think that's what you mean.
that's what I wanted to get to, is because that's where the idea of joint narcissism comes from. There's two different types of narcissism. There's the selfish, self-entitled narcissism, and then there's the wannabe altruistic narcissism. It's the narcissism that I'm doing good things so people can think I'm a good guy. You know what I mean? That's where I'm at in my life. Like, I want to always do the right things so that people see me as a good guy. Because there's this part of my ego in my head that is bothered that I'm by myself all the time and people don't want to hang out with me. So that's a narcissistic viewpoint on my life. Because what the fuck? Why don't they want to hang out with me? Why am I what? So that's a narcissistic viewpoint because it's non-altruistic. Because if you're altruistic, you don't look at yourself and worry about
People's
yourself.
personalities also clash too, and that doesn't have anything to do with narcissism. But I think it makes sense what you're saying a little bit to me, but you don't. Let me think. How I want to.
Find your words.
Yeah, your first point was.
My first point was when I'm talking about me or in general.
Yeah, you said. I just want to make sure I'm hearing you right. You said that
The recent
you want
statement I
people
made?
to make. You want to do well so people
See me.
see you as a good person.
Yeah,
Or,
because okay, so there's guilt in my mind.
I would be lying if I said I don't do things so people can see me being a better person. But that's like in my workplace.
Yeah.
I want the right people to see me do good. But at
Exactly.
the same time, I don't care what my peer.
Yeah.
As far as like my proficiency in work, that's just like being a kiss ass
Yeah.
or a yes man. I'm not one of those guys, but sometimes you got to be that guy if you want to get ahead.
Maintain, yeah.
But
Even just maintain.
I think
not even get ahead.
I'm separate than you because I've learned there's a lot of enlightenment I had with really just not caring what everybody else thought about me. And then I seemed to progress and I said, like, if I can just control myself
Yeah.
and not care about what other people think, then maybe I'll work on my own and then
So-
you can work on yourself. But if this ideal that you are narcissistic to have other people look at you better makes you a better person
Yeah.
and makes you do better things, then that is okay. That's like
Yeah.
religion.
Yeah,
That's exactly
exactly.
what religion is.
Exactly.
That's
That's what praying to God is. And
that's
doing
well, my
charities.
religion is not a deity. My religion is my community, my family, my culture, my patriotism, and my God is the knowledge that I have yet to obtain, because God has to be something that is bigger than you.
Unattainable.
It's something bigger than you.
All knowledge.
And I became.
That's
I
where
had an
we are
epiphany.
very similar. That's
had
where
an
we
epiphany
are
with that.
actually. I think that's probably why we're friends.
Listening to Jordan Peterson
That was a good podcast with Joe Rogan.
It was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
You guys
His
should
point of
check
view-
it out.
His
I
point
even
of view
know
on
it.
religion was great.
If you guys,
like that.
because he's one of the only religious scientists that I know.
Yes.
And if you guys want
he
a
had a-
great podcast, it's
very-
JRE, Powerful JRE, Joe Rogan,
Uh-huh.
his special guest, Dr. Jordan Peterson.
It's like
Number
870.
877.
There you go.
877.
It was a
Check
great
that shit
episode,
out. It was
and
great.
what I got from that, was it's not.
I've put that podcast on so many people, and they're like, "Dude, that was amazing."
Yeah.
These are like far left guys, far right guys. It doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It just
what
was
I got
great.
from that was it's not necessarily whether you should agree or believe in the idea of religion, but know that the
There's something
necessity
above you.
the necessity of having religion in
It's
our
very
society is super important.
That's what Nietzsche said. Nietzsche didn't say your God is dead, I hate religion.
Yeah.
He said we're taking our morals out of our culture, and it's causing this Marxism.
Marxism, chaos,
This social
Sodom and
justice.
Gomorrah.
Yes,
it could be.
We're not
down
taking God. When Nietzsche said God is dead, I don't think he meant.
God in our mind is dead.
Yeah, he meant that
God
our
to us.
morals that we put behind religion
Yes.
are fading.
And that's why
And
religion
we're
is
taking
important.
a step back. And like I go back to Peterson a lot because I really enjoy him. But he said, the libertarians and the conservatives, we don't even have to be far right. Just the guys that are like right on the border, like myself or yourself. We step up and we say, okay, this is my ground. This is where I'm standing. And the social justice wars are just so crazy. They're just fucking
But here's the crazy thing.
barraging us with fucking their
There's
beliefs.
not
their
that many of
beliefs.
them.
So we take a little step back. And then we say,
For
okay, now
safety.
this is where I'm doing it for safety and everything else.
Yeah.
And so they've moved forward. But in the course of this time that we've kept doing this, we're miles and miles behind us.
And that right now, I'm gonna put this out there in the airwaves, not even airwaves. It's not even radio.
yeah, this is just.
It's a talk show. I want to commend Milo Yiannopoulos for going to UC
That was
Davis.
crazy.
Anyways,
They were-
he went there
They were
anyways.
bashing windows with hammers or some nonsense.
They're rioting.
assaulting. Yeah, they were
Writing
assaulting people.
liberals that want social justice are just fucking going. You would never find me in the fucking streets rioting and looting and breaking things. Why the fuck? If I'm upset about something that happened here in our city, I'm not gonna go out and break people's windows. Why the fuck are those people's fucking fault? They didn't need, god damn it, vote, motherfucker. And it's all the liberals that aren't voting. Who do we know that is liberal that didn't fucking vote?
I know a few of
Oh,
them.
a few of them, right? Those pieces, those fucking cocksuckers. Our nation is the way it is. It's real, and it's goddamn real for fucking obvious reasons. Now, I'm not worried about Trump. I'm not worried. What I am worried is who he's putting in his cabinet. That's what I'm worried about. That's the only thing I'm worried about. He's putting some fucking either the way I see it is he has two trains of thought. He wants people in there that aren't ass kissers, that want to oppose ideas, right? Like climate change deniers,
You're talking about the left
immigration.
side. On the right side, his cabinet is fucking amazing.
Yes,
as
and-
far as like military goes, his cabinet is.
Do you see what I'm saying?
Crazy good.
He's putting. I think it's important to.
I can assure you, there will never be if General Mattis and General Kelly are SecDef and NSA chief, there will never be this coup taking over the United States. Just great Marines, and they will never ever do that. They took an oath and they stand by it.
Yeah.
I can promise that.
My thought on my whole thought on Trump. Like I told you before.
Right.
I didn't vote for him, but like since his fucking election, I feel like I'm going through a metamorphosis, a different way of thinking. Because once he was elected, I got this overwhelming feeling of relief, and I admitted it right away, because it's a real feeling I got. Once I found out, I was just like, oh. I had no negative
all right.
worries because I looked into his past. I did my research. I looked into his past. He's super fucking liberal.
He is very liberal.
Super liberal. The only thing is America, you're fucking dumb because he used you and he used you right, and you're mad. You're mad that you got used, and you're mad that
a lot of
fucking
people
he
don't
won.
realize how Democrat he really is. But it doesn't matter what you run as.
It's about
It's
how
about
you run the country.
where you're going, and he knew that a Republican
Yep.
would win the House, so he's going to be a Republican. He wasn't going to stand a chance if he had to go against Bernie and Hillary as a
He
as
would
a
have
Democrat.
lost against Bernie.
Yeah, as a Democrat.
Yeah.
I'm talking
Where
about
would
as
we be
a
as a
Democrat on the
nation
primary.
if like Bernie, like one thing I'm excited about is Obamacare is getting repealed. That's great.
Hopefully.
No, they're in the works.
There's
They
some things.
guaranteed it because Congress is
I've spent
Republican
a
dominant.
lot of money.
I don't
that
spend.
I didn't have to.
I didn't have fucking health insurance all last year. My taxes are gonna get taxed because of that. Because I couldn't
That's why
afford.
people, when they say, "Oh, he's never raised taxes," I was like, "What do you call the Affordable Care
That's
Act?"
all taxes.
Exactly.
Like dog,
People-
if you don't have health
or
insurance, they're gonna
there's
take money
There's a
from
meme
you.
going out there, and people they say, "Oh, it's just talking points," but it's something like, "Oh, President Obama can have gas at $2.50, end 2 wars, kill Bin Laden, and create health care for everyone, and still be said he's failing." And I could counter every single one
Well,
of those.
we can't
those
go
answers.
past what he
But-
has done. He has done legitimate stuff. He has. He did not let our nation fall to shit in 2008. We could have been far
that's
worse.
because he paid for jobs, which raised our debt double.
Yeah.
You didn't
But
say
another
GM. GM makes like GM's
They
debt
paid
was
back
still
in
low as
2
like
years.
$39 billion.
No, they paid back in 2 years.
They're still negative.
plus interest. No. I saw an article where they were proud that
Oh, you're right, you're right,
GM
you're right,
paid
you're right.
off in 2 years plus interest. And I was like, fuck yeah. That was the one thing. But everyone else they bail out. All the banks, all the fucking
But you
Wall
can't-
Street
you can't,
guys.
like-
you can't bail
you can't just-
bail gamblers out,
That's
dog.
my thing, yeah.
You can't fucking bail gamblers.
You can't just take
man.
a bunch of money, throw it over to someone,
And act
cause
like-
the country a ton of debt, and say, "I created jobs." No shit.
No, you
created
fucking
jobs.
didn't. You saved
You-
jobs.
yeah, that
you
makes
like
sense.
in a
8% for employment is not that good.
Well, it's better than Mexico.
Yeah, well,
A true capitalist society.
that
Those
never-
banks would have failed.
Yeah.
You don't
Let 'em
save
fail,
if a business makes a bad choice.
Let 'em
Fuck
fail.
you.
Let 'em
You're
fail.
gonna learn today because you ain't got no jobs. All those motherfuckers in those places that were working could have gotten another job. We didn't have to bail them out.
They just didn't want to not have their $1 million homes anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's
Exactly.
ego.
Our country has a consciousness problem. That's it. It
Ego.
comes down to that
Big
consciousness.
ego problem, and
Yes.
we're obnoxious. We think our life is way worse than it is, but that's
No.
only because they've never usually been out of their state,
Yes.
let alone their city,
Yes.
or vice versa. Sorry, their city, let alone their state.
I told you before the start of the show. Today, I was talking to my daughter after I was at the pet feed store. Went there to get my dewormer, demite, demange, descabies for my pig because pigs are prone to that because they have terrible skin. I have a pig, by the way. This is the first time I'm telling anybody. I have a pig. 4 chickens. Okay. I went there, bought the stuff, and then on the way home, she asked me something, and then I just broke it down to her. I was like, dude. I was like, oh, it's because I'm a talker. I'm the type of person that just talks, even though I should probably filter what I say, right?
maybe.
So sometimes I say some things around my daughter that I shouldn't say, like about being broke or struggling. She shouldn't worry about those things, and she brought it up. She's like, oh, it'd be nice if we had way more money, huh? And I was like, baby, I was like, we got it fucking good, man. Like I told her, I was like, you might hear me complaining and just like wanting better.
That's just because I've been better at points.
Yeah, no, well, this is the best I've ever been. But the point is that you should. I always instill the thought that she should always want to be better.
Yeah,
That
right.
never be stagnant. But what I told her is like,
So-
dude, I was like, Hazel, we're fucking the 1% of the entire planet. The entire planet. Almost 8 billion people live on this planet. And we live in the 1%. That's like maybe a couple million people.
And you're half white.
No, she's 3/4 white.
Yeah.
She's 1/4 white.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
She's
quarter white.
One
That's better
quarter.
than
'Cause
no
I'm
white.
half white. I'm half white. I'm half Hispanic, half white. My daughter's 3/4 Mexican or some type of Mexican. Or why do I keep saying Hispanic? Some type of Hispanic. I kept saying some type of Mexican. No, but I told her, I was like, baby, we have it fucking good. Granted, it's not great in comparison, but compared to the whole fucking planet, we're doing
Yeah.
amazing.
That's
we're doing
that-
amazing.
Back to the Meryl Streep. That's why I was like, you guys are cunts.
right?
The
We have it
1%
fucking
of the
good.
1% talking about how bad, how, and she said she was being there vilified. And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
She was being
You're wearing a
vilified?
$12,000 dress, lady.
Right?
and you're a white female, probably the easiest thing to be. I might get some hate for this, but probably the easiest thing to be in the world is a white woman,
rich white woman
in the United States, a rich white woman in the United States. You can't do no wrong. You can't do no wrong.
You do not experience true adversity, and that's my big deal with social justice warriors, because a lot of times if you look at the demographic of social justice warriors, rich middle class kids.
Yes, that never had any.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're the kids that had their safe spaces at home, where their mom wasn't allowed to go in there. You know what I mean? Where knocking your kid out for talking back. Like, let me tell you, I told my daughter, okay, and all you social justice warriors listening, you suck my cock. I told my daughter the other day, she sometimes, not being together and coming on certain days, she tends to get this type of attitude, this I don't give a fuck attitude. Like I was like, oh, if you don't fucking do this, like I made an ultimatum where I was like, well, if you don't do that, you don't get this, and I'm not gonna. I don't care, whatever. I don't need that stuff anyways. And I was like, oh, I lost my shit. I was like, girl, swear to God, you fucking talk to me like that again, I'm gonna knock the fucking shit out of your face. I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't you? I told her, I was like, don't you ever. I had to breathe.
Yeah.
I was like,
we're not really gonna knock the fuck out of him. But
yeah, but I had to. I had
him,
yes, exactly. I had to instill the fear into her.
Yeah.
I was like, if you ever talk to me like that with that level of disrespect, I'm gonna fuck you up. Yeah. You're gonna get jacked. Don't you? I told her, I was like, don't you ever fucking disrespect me, because I work my ass off at a job that I fucking hate. Right? It's one of the best jobs I've ever had.
90% of America, man.
But don't disrespect me, because I work my ass off and I sacrifice my dick off to be in your life. Yeah.
My dick fell off.
My dick gonna fall off. My dick gonna fall off because I could get shot living here.
Yeah.
And the only reason why I stay is because of my kid, my daughter. If I didn't have a daughter, I would have bounced a long time ago. I would have been gone. But I grew up without a dad. You got me fucked up if my kids are growing up without a dad. You got me fucked up because my kids are going to be amazing. It doesn't matter if they're going to be a porn star or a fucking gay go-go dancer. If my son turns out gay and he's a go-go dancer.
A successful person.
Or I'm giving worst case scenario for a manly man, right?
Okay.
I'm still gonna be there every fucking day, and I'm never gonna tell them that I don't love them, and I'm never ever gonna make them feel unloved ever. And that's what's upsetting about my life situation, is that I'm a good dad and I get fucked in the ass.
You should I don't know.
Well, okay.
Tribute that. I think the biggest reason why a lot of the social justice warriors or the middle class white kids are like that is because they were raised in that no child is left behind. So you get a lot of kids that
self-entitled
would go into the next grade with D apps. So literally that means that they're not very bright. They're dumb. But their self-esteem is pushed high, and whatever they went into like a team sport, they would give them a trophy, even if they were fucking 0-15. They would get a trophy and say they're great. So this is what we have because of these things. Not in just one team sport. I'm talking about all team sports.
Society as a whole,
chess, fucking anything that they needed to learn how to lose at. Yeah. That's what team sports are for. Team sports and hobbies, it teaches you how patience, discipline, and how to get your ass kicked.
And you need to everybody
needs
needs to know this, and I'm sure people listening has experienced it. You need to get your fucking ass kicked.
Yes.
Look at this tooth. That's why, dude, I don't give a fuck. I will smile in a picture. And have this fucking long ass, dead ass tooth hanging from my mouth. It's so clear, and I don't give a fuck, because you know what that was? That was a life lesson. Yeah. That was me getting my ass kicked and overcoming that.
So we have all of these kids that have no education. Well, they think they do because they're on federal aid. But anyway,
terrible education.
They have terrible education, and they've never won a damn thing, but we've said they're the best things ever. That's one of the reasons why the Marine Corps works so good
'Cause
is
it's
because we tell them they're fucking invincible gods every day.
Yeah,
Sooner
yeah.
or later, they're going to start believing it.
Yeah.
So if you tell a kid with D average and has never won a damn thing in his life that he's a fucking beast, they're going to think they are. You get overprivileged. The self-esteem is super high, and their work ethic and their skills are terribly low.
Well, for me, it's work ethic and ego. Those are the two things that I see. Like, those two things go hand in hand. From having all the jobs that I've had, even in the military, when I was in AIT, when I was like, you seen the Air Force. I mean, did you ever train with Air Force?
Yes.
Blew my fucking mind. I wanted to shoot myself in the face. Like a bunch of fucking retards. Right? But you have to be smart to get in the Air Force.
You do.
Right? God damn it. Just want to punch them. They were terrible at operating heavy equipment. The worst. They didn't know what. They're just two joysticks with a couple of buttons, bro. It's like playing a game. Operating heavy equipment was the easiest thing I ever did in my fucking life. And I was so excited about getting a job at it.
Big ass.
I was so excited about getting a job at it. But Air Force, in training, a bunch of fucking retards. They didn't know left from their goddamn right. And I was like, seriously? They have to have a fucking high, what is it called? ASVAB?
ASVAB, yeah.
They had to have a high ASVAB to even join the fucking Air Force, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they're dumb as a fucking bag of rocks. And it's the same thing as these people you see coming out. They don't know a goddamn thing. Nobody, like, I'll have conversations. Like, that's why I like hanging out with older people than me.
I don't think he's saying all Air Force people are just dumb. That's not what he means.
In my experience, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. In my
He just meant
experience,
in his experience, they're more on the technical side.
no common sense.
Yeah.
Common sense is out the door.
Because we agree that you got to be pretty smart to get
Straight A students, no common sense. In my experience in high school, the ones that were killing it,
Well, I was a
straight A's,
straight A.
valedictorian, you hang out with them, you're like, really? This
was
guy's a
straight
straight
A.
A?
I was
Was you?
straight A, yeah.
I could
Well,
have.
A's and B's.
I could have been straight A, but I refused
My
to do
GPA
homework.
was 3.5, so A's and B's.
Mine was 2.8 or 2.9. No homework ever done. Fuck homework. I hate the idea of taking your work home with you. Fuck that. Home is
think-
for home. Work is for work. Whether it's education, whatever. I hate homework, and that's why I don't have a degree in anything. I could easily have a degree in something, but fuck
That's why I
homework.
start school in a week.
Fuck homework.
Well, less than a week, 4 days or something like that. Monday, Tuesday.
Spring starts soon.
I
Damn,
do.
you're right.
Start school.
Yeah. You know what sucks is I've been telling Ruby to go because she's working at Amazon. She's hired on full time. All that. Not yet full time, but
The
she's a
fulfillment
permanent.
stuff.
She's a
The
permanent.
warehouse?
No, the fresh warehouse.
What is it?
Food.
Food
Delivery. Yeah,
Didn't
because
even
they
know
do
they
food
did
there now.
food.
Yeah, but she works there, hired on, solid. She's not gonna get fired, and they offer a program.
That beer box is probably worth some money.
Yeah, I
dude.
know.
I've never seen that before, but that is probably worth
Yeah,
some money.
open it up, pull
What
the
is
front
it?
off of it.
Was it beer?
It's liquor stash. It's,
Oh,
I
old
drank it
liquor?
all.
Oh. I drink it all.
Yeah, there's cups and liquor bottles in there.
Oh.
But
I drink it all.
I told her to go. They have a program where they offer their employees.
That vodka is brown.
That's not vodka. Spit. That was a spit bottle.
Oh, shit. I was like, that's New Amsterdam.
How the fuck vodka go brown,
I
dog?
don't know. I was like, what the fuck? Drink that shit.
What time is it? It's we're an hour in. You still got time?
A little bit, yeah.
All right, we'll take a break right here. We'll take a break and we'll be right back.
What up, everybody? It's Razor,
This is Fear.
And MDI.
and we are Fifth Cast, the premier show of the FYFC Podcast Network.
We like to talk. Hell, we'll talk about anything.
World events and personal stories.
Technology and pop culture.
And once even, pterodactyl porn. Seriously, that's a thing. Google it.
New episodes are available every Friday on iTunes and Stitcher Radio. Also, subscribe to the video podcast on youtube.com/FYFC podcasts.
I'm not sure why you were yelling, but that was excellent.
Now fuck your face and back to the show.
We said normal voice.
I know, but I like that one.
Thing gonna tell me what to do. If it's raining, like he told me recently that one of the houses I had a rain stop and they complained. Rain stop is when it's raining and I only do chemical and clean out the baskets because you can't put a pole in the water. Aluminum fucking pole in a water during a rainstorm. Dog, you want me to die? Like I legit have customers that complain when I do rain stops, and he's like, oh well, if it's raining on Friday at this house, you go to clean it, rain or not. And I was just like,
yeah, okay. And in my head, I was like, no, I'm not. I'm not gonna fucking do it because it's against the law. It's against the law. If I get struck by lightning, my family's fucked. They're not getting help. They're not getting my life insurance.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So if it's raining, yeah, I'm not cleaning pools. Because if I die, I'm fucked. My family's fucked, and it ain't going down like that. You feel me?
Yeah, I feel it. I feel
It's
it,
America,
bro.
bitch.
America, bitch. Yes, Cuban B.
I just sparked. And now on this show, I usually spark in the very beginning, but we were drinking, and I wanted to feel the buzz and be on his level. But
No, me on your level. I wasn't on any levels.
yeah.
You'd already. I hadn't drank at all.
What you talking about? Fuck you talking about?
What are you holding out on me? He's like, I drank and I'm trying to get on his level, but he drank.
Hey,
He drank again to get on his own level.
You know, yeah. I have to get high and drunk to be me. You know what I thought? You know, I tweeted it today. I should have been a farmer.
You should have.
It's natural.
It's a lot of work.
It feels natural to me,
A lot
man.
of work.
I just put up a chick coop, cleaned the backyard, fed all the animals, dewormed my pig in 2 hours. You heard that?
That's San Bernardino.
San Bernardino. Get my shit! Somebody probably got jacked. Look, there's somebody out there, right there. Look, they're fighting. They're fighting. What's going on? Oh, shit!
Good old San Bernardino. Palmed it, did you?
Oh, I did it.
Huh?
Shut up! You dumb pieces of shit! Shut up! Well, hopefully they hurt me.
And they don't shoot you.
Nah, they ain't gonna shoot nobody.
You ain't got no rounds. I got rounds.
I got rounds for my rifle. For the hunting rifle? I got rounds.
What round? What caliber is it?
308 or 302?
308?
302? 308?
308.
308.
That's a good round, man. I'll do some damage.
Well, I don't have it for hunting. I mean, that's why I have the rifles. I don't have it for protection. I have knives and bats all over everywhere. I got a bat over there. I got machetes on the refrigerator in case, you know, somebody trying to come through the back door. And I got a baseball bat in the bedroom. You know what I mean? I'm not.
If you go into my house uninvited and I don't know you, you might get shot.
Yeah, you know what?
Everybody I know though that says you shoot someone in California, you're getting sued. Doesn't matter by who, you're getting sued.
Not on your property.
No, they say they're going to do it anyway.
Yeah, but it's not going to go through.
Maybe. Who knows?
If it's on your property and you don't know them, it's not going to go through.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I'm not saying
unless it's a fucking
but
unless
they're
it's
still
a
going to try to sue you in California.
unless it's a fucking cable
They
installer.
rob you, you beat their ass, they're going to sue you. It's weird. It's stupid.
That's why you have cameras, dog.
Yeah.
You feel me? I got cameras everywhere. I'm gonna get more cameras. I'm gonna get 4 more for the back. I got cameras everywhere, and I'm legit paranoid. I knew when you got to the house.
Yeah.
You know, I was like, he was gonna walk to the door. I don't need to walk out there. That's why I was just chilling when you came up. You know, and that's the way it needs to be, right?
Yeah, that's too bad, but it does.
It's too bad, but it's the way it needs to be. I can live with it.
Yeah.
I can live with it. You know, and my thing is, I think what's kept me safe here for so long is just purely respect. The shitheads, just show them a little respect. The shithead on the corner over there, buy some shit off him here and there. You know what I mean? I got what's the most recent thing I got off of him? My daughter's bike.
Yeah.
$35. Perfect bike for her, and she loves it. $35. He stole it. He was gonna sell it to somebody anyways. If I want to stay in his good graces to keep him the fuck out of here, I'm gonna be a comrade. I'm gonna be a comrade. I'm not gonna be his friend. I'm gonna be a comrade. I'm gonna be like, I know you. I give you respect. You leave me the fuck alone. And my house has not been touched. Every house on this street, robbed. Across that neighbor, they tried him. They robbed the.
I think I know who you're talking about.
They robbed the Hondurans like 3 times. They robbed the neighbor twice. This house hasn't been touched. My aside from my daughter's fucking Power Wheels car, and that was because the gate was open. It was sitting in the middle of the driveway right there, and of course tweakers, if they see it, they're gonna take it. Right? That's a given.
Mm-hmm.
We don't live in fucking Rancho Cucamonga. It's just
It's getting pretty bad over there too.
it's hybrid. It's moving.
Yeah.
But shit. Where were we going with this? Those fucking people.
It's a crazy fight. Yeah.
People are always just
Good old Purdue.
Yeah, I think I'm ready to sit down now.
Yeah.
We're at 75 minutes, an hour and 15.
Yeah.
Well, you got
Wrap it
like
up a little bit.
10, 15 more. Yeah. Okay. So let's think. Let's go back to Westworld. What I was saying about Westworld. That's what we were talking about earlier that I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
Westworld. Now, the premise of Westworld, it's artificial intelligence and robots. And spoiler alert, turn it off if you don't want to fucking hear it. All right, shut the fuck up. The premise is artificial intelligence becomes sentient. All right, amazing. And I think that's what basically we fucking are. Right? We don't know how this works. We don't know how our brain works. It's one of the most complex things in the world that we still barely understand. We get like based on like images shown from a machine. Smell activates this part of the brain. Memory activates this part of the brain. But we don't know why. There's so much to it. There's so much to it. The idea of us creating another version of us is so plausible. And it doesn't even have to be organic. It doesn't have to be a carbon-based life form. It could be a robotic life form with a sentient brain. It's the same thing. I think that's where we're going to go. I think we're going to upload our consciousness to a robot, and then we're going to become artificial intelligence. And then this whole cycle is just going to repeat itself again. We're going to create life. It's going to kill us off. Then it's going to go through a stone age, and it's going to rise up, and it's going to get to where we're at now. It's going to do the same thing again. It's going to create life. Because at the end of the day, what's the ultimate goal? Reproduction. And we want for some reason
Or
in
cloning, living forever is basically what
Yes.
we want to do.
for some reason our species
And
has it.
reproduction is how we do it.
Yes, and genetics and memory and all these things. But if you could do that without dying, you become a god. It's like, let's say it's a yin and yang cycle of life in the universe. Let's say God was a robotic sentient life form that was created from an organic life form, right? Then God created us and we killed him. And then we go through a stone age, 12,000 years or something, hundreds of thousands and whatever. And then we create another sentient life form that's created of machine. Then it kills us off. Then it goes through its cycle. And then it's just fucking starting over again because the number one key for us is curiosity. If we didn't have curiosity, we wouldn't have no problems. But the fact that we're curious.
Yeah, we always want to know. We want to know.
Yeah.
We want to know.
Yeah.
But I think that's a reason why, partly a reason. I mean, there's a ton of theories out there, like, cooked food is the only reason why we're as smart as we are. But, I mean, I think there's a little more than that. But, I mean.
I think that theory goes along with climate change.
Yeah.
It's an accumulative of everything, not just one instance. Like, climate change isn't caused by us. Climate change has always happened.
And that's why I think there's
it's just
always
accelerated.
Yeah, I think that's why there's always a really good argument for there being a higher, not God, but a higher something.
Yeah.
Because if that's not the case, we are ridiculously coincidental. Which is so crazy.
Dude, you know what
So
happened
hard.
right now? When I make that face, I just got a new idea.
Oh, all right, because it looks like you farted.
I don't enjoy my farts that much. No. Okay, all right. What are we doing right now? What is Elon Musk doing?
He's trying to create sustainable energy.
Okay, not on Earth. What is he's trying to find life? He's trying to
He's
create
trying to go to Mars
a
as well.
sustainable
He's doing a lot of
transportation.
stuff.
Yes, he's trying
But
to
I'd
do.
say his number one thing is energy right now.
Yeah, he's killing the game. He's fucking killing the game with energy. But I'm talking about SpaceX. I'm talking about they're going to launch a rocket once a week by 2018.
He made a rocket that could land.
Yeah, and he already did.
That's
on
what
a
I mean.
fucking little a thing, probably just twice the size of this table. You know, something. I mean, not really, but just having the idea of how small it is.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Okay. So, the idea is we're trying to bounce, dog, because we're fucking this place up.
Yeah.
We're fucking this place up.
Eventually it has resources and we're going to use them all.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's not
like what happens
that's not an opinion.
What happens
Like,
to all the empty space?
Yeah.
Empty space in the Earth's crust where the oil's gone. That's a lot of empty space that wasn't empty, right? Something's gonna happen.
Sinkhole, at least.
Sinkhole, continental shifts, just like, creating a weak spot. That could be the lubrication to prevent earthquakes, man. Think about it. The Earth's crust, what we learned in school, is constantly shifting around itself, right? oil's in the earth and we're over here fucking taking it out. What if the oil was lubricant for the shifting fucking things? We don't know. We don't know shit.
We don't know, but we do know that oil is remnants of death. So
No,
it was
that's
put there.
false. It's not from dinosaurs. There's a recent article that came out that proved that wrong.
It's oil from something.
It's a byproduct of plant
Carbon.
life.
Yeah.
Yeah, plant. It's just a cumulative of everything that
Death of plant life, right?
death of everything. Oh, let's just say death.
Right.
Death. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Not
So it
dinosaurs.
can't
What I
be
was saying was
lubricant
dinosaurs.
for something
But-
because
but-
it was not there before.
But
It didn't always exist.
but
Something
the
created it.
idea is that everything happens for a reason, right? If
Okay.
it's like
If that's the route
that's the evolutionary time scale of this planet. Like, okay, like the Earth's crust is shifting and it's fucking this whole planet up. How do we do this? And let's say God was like, all right, let's fuck the dinosaurs. They don't even talk, right? Let's wipe everything out and start over. That was the
They
dinosaurs,
don't even talk.
right?
Can't even make chicken.
Let's personalize. Let's put ourselves in God's shoes. If we're trying to create something in a laboratory, and let's say we created this cool
We can
ecosystem
make
with
it
these
better.
cool,
We can
these,
make it
and we're
better.
like, it could be better.
We can make it better.
Wipe it out. Let's start over.
And then these people, they're fucking shit up.
Right? And they're like, okay, so the planet's not
They
sustainable
haven't
because
even
of the
lasted
shifting crust,
30,000
right?
years yet, or 300,000 years. They're gonna fuck shit up.
All I think, I think the
Like
way
dinosaurs
we,
lasted millions of years.
I think the way we think, it isn't new, but it feels new. You know what I mean? Like when you get an idea, you get excited. I guarantee you, someone's had that idea though.
Oh yeah.
Like there's the Akashic library in the dimensions. There's the theory of the where all information is stored. And when I found out about that blew my mind because I already read about Edgar Casey. I've talked to you about Edgar Casey before, right?
I think so.
Yeah, Edgar Casey was the only psychic that this nation has dedicated any research to. They actually have a university dedicated to this guy. It was like in the 1800s. He would fall asleep. People would tell him. He would go into some weird trance. You know, people fucking do that weird shit. And they would tell him what's wrong with them. Like basically tell them the symptoms. And he would tell them how to cure themselves. And he would. And there was one time where he mentioned a medicine that wasn't invented until a year later. These are all documented. There was a reporter that came out that wanted to debunk him, try to like make him look like a phony snake oil salesman. Nobody could prove him wrong. And the one thing that made me believe it is he never took a dime. He was a poor kid from the South that barely had an education. And it was like, I have the book. If you ever want to read it, I'll let you read it.
I
But
got a list of books I'm doing right now, but yeah.
yeah, it's crazy and it blows my mind. But the Akashic, once I found out about the Akashic library, basically what he had the ability to do was travel dimensions, probably via DMT, dimethyltryptamine, being able to activate his gland secretion to make his brain produce dimethyltryptamine on call, which would put him in the alternate universe, right? The Akashic library, I don't even know how to say it, Akashic library or something, which is why he was able to give out this information, you know? We don't know though.
Yeah, we don't know
shit.
Sometimes I sit back and I'm like, man, this could be real. And then sometimes I sit back and like,
Could be
man, this is just us being really high and inventing great stories, you know?
Yeah, but
Either way.
But the guy the guy was so good that everyone wanted to debunk, like all doctors wanted to debunk him because he was actually curing people. He no education.
That's interesting.
The beginning of the story goes, he was probably 16, 17 and that was during the time when education wasn't a given, that it was paid for by your parents, and like he was dumb as a bag of rocks. He didn't get anything, and his dad would beat his fucking ass because he needed to learn what was going on. So one time, he goes down to the library. He has this spot next to a river, a creek, that he had a hammock, a little hut thing, and he described it where he said he dozed off. In the book, he says he dozed off and was woken up by a lady figure that had like this aura, this whatever. And she goes, God is pleased with you. Because leading up to that, he read the Bible 12 times in 1 year. Because he met a guy that said he read it 5 times in 1 year, and he said he wanted to beat him. Because, you know, in the 1800s, God was still real. You know, nobody ever questioned if God was real in the 1800s, except for maybe major scientists. And she goes, God is willing to grant you one gift similar to that of King Solomon. God granted King Solomon one gift, and that was the gift of wisdom. And all he told the quote unquote angel that he wants to help people. That's what he wants to do. He wants to be a good Christian boy and help the needy. And when he went home to finish doing the homework with his dad, he asked his dad to take a break after he whooped his ass a few times. Fell asleep on the book. Woke up, knew every answer in the book, and his dad still beat his ass because his dad thought he was fucking with him.
Yeah.
So from that point forward is the story of Edgar Casey, and he had the answers to the problems. Basically, he knew everything, but not willingly. He had to go into this weird fucking trance in order to access the information. And doctors from all over the nation came to debunk him. They wanted to debunk him as a fraud because it's dangerous for medicine, for people to say they got the answers to everything, but no one could fucking do it. And
I'll have to look into it.
It's crazy. It's fucking crazy. And I think we're all linked, basically. This is the thing that comes true power of the mind. And I think that's what my running theme of this show is. We're coming to an end on this episode. My thing is I want to know everything that I possibly can. And the only way for me to do that is to put myself in other people's shoes.
Like I told you earlier, my God is the knowledge that I have yet to obtain.
I think knowledge is God.
Yeah.
Because if God is anything, God is knowledge.
Yeah.
Right? God knows everything. Right?
Right. I agree.
Ultimately, God is knowledge. So if you want to be godly, if you want to get close to God, get smart, you bunch of fucking dummies.
Big fucking dummy.
God damn.
Jeez.
You got anything to add to that? We can call it a night. We're at
That was pretty good.
almost a half hour. Hour and a half, I mean.
Felt good.
It's a solid episode.
It's all right.
Alrighty. Well, you guys.
Kind of ramble a bunch. We'll work on that next time.
Podcasting is great
Yeah,
for
just
that
fucking-
specific reason.
Yeah, just fuck it.
Thank you guys for listening to Joint Narcissism. Be sure to
2 tears in a bucket.
be sure to follow all the social media at GSMH Productions. You can go to iTunes, Stitcher, Google Play, anywhere that a podcast is found. You can find it. Joint Narcissism with a G. Narcissism is with a G, like gnarly, but it's Nar. Joint Narcissism.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Gnarly.
We get gnarly with the ideas. Nar. Do that, and I'll love you forever. Okay, bye.
Peace.